And that is
really good.
It's really, really good. Yeah, it's so funny. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
Really?
It's hysterical.
Because he's kind of an anti-hero too, right?
Well, it's again this whole idea of superheroes are just kind of part of the world, but it's it's again you can kind of see some similarities actually in the two shows, other than like The Tick is kind of a dark comedy, like just kind of I don't even know how dark it is, other than the fact that again one of the main characters, you start off knowing that his dad was crushed by a spaceship, like a jet kind of thing. But the guy who plays the Tick is hysterical. He's just really off the wall, great, like British actor too. But you can't tell he's pretty good at being this, like
doing an American accent.
Yeah, but really, I don't know. It's really good. I like it. And those are also like that first season is only 12 episodes, but those are more like half-hour deals, kind of.
The movie that you went to see starring Mark Maron, Sword of Honor?
Sword of Trust.
Sword of Trust.
Yeah.
Okay. It was at Film Bar.
Yeah.
We were going to see it, but then I don't remember, something came up or we got really tired. But I was reading the description, and maybe you explained it to me or maybe not, but I thought the premise sounded really interesting because it's sort of a twist story about the South.
Yeah, I mean, the idea being that the sword in question is supposed to be like, something that proves the South won or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to see it because I don't want. There's a little bit of a twist at the end, and I don't want to give it away.
Okay, don't give it away. To me, from reading the descriptions online, it sounded sort of like a Rat Race kind of movie where there's a lot of people trying to get the prize. It's not quite that elaborate. I mean, is it funny at all?
It is funny.
Okay,
I think so. Yeah, but it's also pretty serious. It's like one of those.
Maybe I should have messaged you ahead of time and we could watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought, and Maron is definitely really good in it.
That's what you mentioned. You said he was a surprisingly good actor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I've kind of known because I had seen him in he was decent in his own show, but it was just him playing him. And then he's been really great in Glow. And then this was like, okay, so he's developed some chops.
So what I've noticed lately is that he's one of those personalities where there's something about him that kind of generates an interest in people of varying ages. Like my students, if I mention Mark Maron, my students who are in their 20s mostly know who I'm talking about. And then older people, because I was chatting with some coworkers and mentioned this movie came out. And I was like, do you know who Mark Maron is? Podcaster? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh. I don't know why I felt like that was unexpected. Like I thought he was like our guy that we know about.
Yeah.
That's exclusive.
It's because
he's got to have a following if he's had that many. If his podcast has lived so long. Anyway.
I mean, I think it's that, the podcast was so popular. I mean, for a long time, it was, either number one or number two, kind of going back and forth between him and Joe Rogan. Yeah. And then everybody, I mean, once he had Barack Obama on, that was kind of a big deal.
Now he's legit.
Yeah, well, yeah. And he'd already been kind of in with the Ira Glass crowd, and people who like that kind of thing ended up liking Maron stuff, and so it seems like it has he's got a wide cross section, suddenly. But I don't know.
A trivia question that we just had over the weekend was about, you just made me think of this because you mentioned the Obamas. The different CIA nicknames for the president and first lady, and they gave us 4, and then you had to match them. So, oh god, I'm going to get them all mixed up now. Ronald Reagan and Nancy was like Rawhide and Renegade or something, Or no, Renegade must have been Richard Nixon. And then the Obamas, unless I'm getting them mixed up, again, with Richard and Pat Nixon. Whoa, the cat just...
She picked it, yeah.
It was Lancer and Lace.
Huh.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And then one of them was Searchlight and Starlight. We got them, like, totally all wrong. We were like, I don't know.
That's pretty funny.
Unless you knew that from reading one of the biographies, I don't...
Yeah. Wouldn't know. I wouldn't have had any idea.
Trivia,
yeah.
You know?
I like trivia.
Trivia is random trivial things.
Which one did you go to?
I go to Spoken Wheel once a month with my trivia team. It's up on Central, north of Bethany Home. But I think we might try some new places. I don't know. I've also done the one at George and Dragon. That's pretty fun.
I've done that one once. It was quite a few years ago now, I think.
Yeah, that one's been going for a long time. There's one at Boulders. They have them all over the place, you know. But
I've done the one that Ashley and Amy do at...
the movie one.
Yeah, at Valley Bar. I've done that a couple of times.
How often do they do that one?
I didn't see it going on this last month.
What it's called? It's always film trivia, right?
Trivia Dome.
Trivia Dome. Yeah.
They were doing it once a month, but I didn't see anything posted for this month or last month. They were doing it the last Tuesday of every month. So I don't know if they're just on hiatus.
It wasn't Valley Bar, but Crescent. Did we already talk about this? The Leonard Cohen cover of the Crescent trivia? Yeah. Tribute night.
I thought we talked about it last time.
Yeah. My bad.
It was really good.
The summer is over, Jared, so all my days just bleed together.
Gotcha.
Because I'm back to work.
I did... Why did I go... I'll go to the Sunday one at Crescent Ballroom sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I've been to that one, too. That's a pretty
fun.
good trivia one.
Yeah.
It helps if you have a host who's animated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that host is pretty good.
Well, we should go sometime.
Yeah.
I'm competitive.
I'm not that competitive.
Not that we always win, but I do like the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reading this book right now called Bad Feminist, and it's written by this woman named Roxane Gay.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
I haven't read it, but I know the book. Yeah.
One of the chapters, it's a collection of essays.
Mm-hmm.
One of the essays is about how she's a competitive Scrabble player. And this essay is very enlightening because, I mean, there's like adult spelling bees, of course, but I never really got into or thought deeply about this world of competitive Scrabble. And I mean, it's just as nerdy as it sounds. And it's also kind of like the world of chess, right? Where you're timing yourself and you have to clock in and record your times. And she moves to a really small rural town, and she's a city girl. So she's trying to find new interests, and she gets into competitive Scrabble. And quickly, there's a local guy, a competitor that she dubs her Scrabble nemesis. And, like, she's describing how he has these enchanting blue eyes, but he always has kind of a grimace. And she's just, always up for the battle. And then, just various personalities that you encounter if you get into this world. And trivia's like that. And actually, karaoke's like that, too. It has its own
competitive karaoke?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a subculture in a similar way.
Okay.
So if you're not...
You let people take it very seriously?
Right.
Yeah.
And show up regularly, and you get to see the same regulars
in
this circle.
And
I don't know, in a way, I bet they are competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Karaoke singers.
I bet.
The first time I ever did karaoke, it was in a proper karaoke box in Nagoya, Japan, which I feel that makes it pretty legit. But I went with a handful of young women from this women's culture college and fashion institute where I was an exchange student when I was a teenager. And these young women get lessons so that they can become better singers, so that when they go to karaoke with their friends, they don't embarrass themselves.
Wow.
I thought that was fascinating.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. And they knew all the songs from the whole section of the Carpenters in the songbook. And they could hit all those notes.
Damn.
Which I can't do. So I had to sing Green Day. But it was fine. It was 1997. So, touring bands. We just missed the Rolling Stones last night.
I didn't miss them.
I know, you've said that before. You weren't interested.
There's some of those legacy bands where, like, I'm glad I went and saw McCartney.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was a great show. It was a great time. It was a great performance, but also I got lucky and I didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, you got extremely lucky, I would say.
Yeah, very
That's
much
cool.
so. And so that was fun. I'm glad I got to experience that. And if somebody had said, "Hey, do you want to go to the Rolling Stones?" I probably would have said, "Sure." Just for the
free?
experience. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know.
It was on a Monday night, weird. And social media, at least my accounts, have been really quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like as if none of my friends went. I know at least one of my couple's friends went. I don't know. That's kind of strange.
I saw Jason Woodbury's brief Twitter review of it, that it was less than spectacular.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I shouldn't feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about it, but overall, like I wouldn't. Also, I probably wouldn't go pay to see Dylan now either. And Dylan's one of my favorites.
Wow.
It's just, you know, they get to a certain point where they're just like they don't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's great that they could still get up there and do their thing, but also, I mean, at some point you'd think that somebody would maybe say, "Hey, you don't sound so great anymore. Why are you tarnishing your legacy or something?"
Well, you've seen Dylan before.
No, never seen Dylan.
Okay, that's surprising. Because I was going to say, if you've seen him before and it was great, I could see how you wouldn't want to ruin that. That's the memory.
See, I would have wanted to see him back when he, like right around, well, I mean, okay, if we're going to go way back, Time Machine, like, you know, top 5 time periods to see Dylan. Sure. I would have loved to have seen him during the Rolling Thunder review, but no, I would have wanted to see him like late 90s when he had come out with Time Out of Mind. Okay. And the whole soy bomb thing on the Grammys and all that, and he was, you know, I don't know, beginning to embrace like Crypt Keeper Dylan or something. Time Out of Mind is a great album. I think it's one of his best. But so I would have wanted to see him then, but I don't think I would want to see him now.
How old is he? 80? Something?
No,
not
he was,
quite. My parents' age, 72.
I would say he's probably about 75.
Okay.
Plus, he's got to be 75 plus.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. And I you know, like I don't think I would want to see Paul Simon now either, because I can't imagine his voice holding up like it did.
I saw him 12 years ago. I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah,
I don't think I need to
even a decade ago would have been fine. I would have seen Dylan a decade ago.
Last year, Paul Simon was on SNL one night, and the performance was good. But, you know, sometimes I'm like, how much of this is vocoder, or what's the other one that they use to...
I don't think he would use that, though.
You don't think so?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Really?
The name's not coming to me.
You don't think that's a requirement if you do an SNL performance?
I don't think so.
Really?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
It's Saturday Night Live.
Well...
What do they call it?
Auto-tune?
Auto-tune, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was okay. Speaking of shows that you can get into for free and also throwbacks, I won tickets to UB40 off the radio.
Oh, really?
Thursday.
Wow. Red Wine.
Yeah, among other hits.
Other
they were like
covers
almost
of
all
things.
covered. Yeah, almost all, their whole catalog.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to go, though, because working full-time again. And Thursday is going to be late nights for me.
It's rough to get to, like, go to something.
Yeah. During the week.
Yeah.
I've had it really mess up my whole week if it's too early in the week. But
I don't know. I end up doing it anyway and just sacrificing sleep.
It depends on how big of a priority it is. I don't know if UB40 is really a priority.
It would not be for me. It would not be.
Yeah, maybe not. But I do love tickets for free. But since we're talking about Bob Dylan, last night Chris and I kind of got on a streaming tick with Donovan. And then we were reading
Mellow
a bio.
Yellow?
Yeah, online, but also that Superman, what's the other part of the name of the song? He has more hits.
Hurdy-Gurdy Man?
Yeah, the Hurdy-Gurdy Man. Mm-hmm. They're all on the same album, too. But we were reading a bio online about how much
Sunshine Superman?
Sunshine on my... Yeah, window to... Yeah, that's the one.